Did you know the thing Japanese ricefish breeding is very easy, but the number of eggs that survive following a female lays eggs is very low? Through this video, you will be a master of breeding ricefish, one of the most beautiful varieties fish, with a good amount of egg hatching rate. We will talk about Japanese rice fish tank requirements and setup, water chemistry, tank mates, diet, sex differences, and how to successfully breed them. The most important thing we are talking here is how to collect the Japanese rice fish eggs before they attach to a surface. First, we will go through our intro. About Japanese rice fish. The Japanese rice fish, Oryzias latipes, also known as the Medaka, is a member of the genus Oryzias, rice fish, in the subfamily Oryzinae. These fish have similar features to other popular aquarium species like guppies or neon tetras. Japanese rice fish are small schooling fish. They are easy to care for and compatible with many other species you may want to keep in your planted aquarium. Although often overlooked for planted tanks, aquarists have kept these fish in aquariums for centuries. Japanese rice fish are native to East Asia and can be found in Japan, Laos, Vietnam, Taiwan, Eastern Korea, and Eastern China, in rice paddies, marshes, ponds, slow-moving streams, and tide pools. Its name contains rice because it is often found in rice fields. They are drawn to shallow, warm locations, with slow-moving rivers or stagnant water with muddy substrate, and an abundance of aquatic plants, which means they are perfect for planted tanks. This fish, in the wild, exhibits minimal colors and has a transparent body with a grayish tint. The Japanese breeders have since selectively bred these fishes to have a slight hue of orange. Through more intense selective breeding, they eventually evolved into the red emperor. The Japanese Medaka rice fish have more than 456 known variants available in the market, and even now, new variants are still constantly appearing. You can see in my colony I have black Medaka rice fish and stardust Medaka rice fish. The Medaka rice fish are easy to care for, and they breed quickly. These fish are very hardy and can tolerate extreme water parameters, which makes them a good choice even for beginner aquarium enthusiasts. In addition, these fish are peaceful and do not require a lot of space in the tank. We'll see the tank requirements for Japanese rice fish. The minimum tank size for rice fish is 10 gallons for a school of 6. Keep in mind that they are freshwater schooling fish that live in groups naturally. It is recommended to keep rice fish in schools of at least 6 or more because they might become anxious, are more prone to jumping, and may lose their appetite if left alone. Consider adding a lid to your tank because they can easily jump out of the aquarium. I use 10-gallon tank with Vallisneria nana plants, and the tank bottom is without any substrate. Also, I made a 4-gallon tank with a good substrate to compare the possibilities of collecting more eggs. You will need a good filtration system for your planted tank. Medaka rice fish cannot thrive in dirty, unbalanced water. Though they are hardy fish, I use a sponge filter and a good air pump to maintain good water chemistry. Keep in mind, regardless of their hardy nature, before putting Medaka rice fish into the tank, you need to at least temperature acclimate them. I always do temperature acclimation and drip acclimation. Give them time to acclimatize before adding to the tank. Do not rush the process. Sudden changes in water chemistry can harm them. Though they are hardy fish, it is easier to breed in good conditioned water than in dirty water. Now we will look into water parameters for rice fish. Medakas need clean water for good reproduction, as I learned from my experience, so make sure to keep up with weekly 20-25% water changes to ensure healthy water conditions. Always make sure to dechlorinate your water before adding it to the aquarium. Heavy metals and chlorine can be found in tap water, and these contaminants can be harmful, even to hardy rice fish. Rice fish are considered warm water fish and prefer to live in a warm environment. Suitable water temperatures for Japanese rice fish are between 27 to 30 Celsius. The recommended pH is 6.0, 8.0. In my tank, I maintain a range of 27 to 30 Celsius temperature throughout the day and maintain a pH around 6.5 to 7. Like with any other freshwater fish, it is recommended to recreate a natural environment for rice fish in your aquarium. Make sure your tank is properly cycled before adding your rice fish. Use natural driftwood and plenty of aquarium plants to create a comfortable habitat for them. Rice fish are entirely harmless to live aquatic plants. I put moss cups for breeding purposes and small Terminalia caterpillar leaves to maintain pH and condition the water. Although bright LED lighting will let you appreciate your fish's radiant shine, rice fish are not fond of intense lighting. It's recommended to use a dimmable light or a low-intensity light. Consider adding floating plants like water lettuce or red root floaters to give your rice fish some shade. It's also recommended to include a few hiding spaces in your aquascape, such as an appropriate hardscape or a thicket of aquarium plants. One of my tanks is outside, and it is exposed to daylight with mild shade. Now we will talk about their tank mates. The behavior of rice fish is very serene and similar to other small community fish species. It is preferable to choose fish that are similar to their size, such as cardinal tetra, small rainbow fish varieties, neon tetras, and guppies. In my tank setup, they also have coral red pencilfish as tank mates. You can also freely add shrimps and snails. I use wild shrimps and red cherry shrimps. It is better not to put rice fish with aggressive species. Rice fish usually have an excellent relationship with their tank mates. Males can have occasional aggression while battling for females' attention, but these fights usually do not result in severe injuries. Now we will look into the diet of Medaka rice fish. Japanese rice fish are omnivores and may consume any form of dry food, including pellets and flakes. They are diurnal animals, thus these fish should be fed during the day. As surface feeders, their mouths are developed to catch prey above them. They pick anything on the substrate also. Ideally, you need some food that will stay in the water column for some time. It is very easy for the fish to take that food. You can also feed them bloodworms, vegetables, and mosquito larvae as a treat. Feeding them a small amount twice a day is recommended. Keep in mind that the food must be tiny enough to fit into their little mouths. Microfood is designed to be quickly eaten and digested, which helps to minimize the amount of unwanted bioload in your aquarium. It can be pellets, sticks, granules, and chips. They just have to be small enough. I use decapsulated brine shrimps and Dr. Baselier fish food for them. This diet gives me a good number of healthy eggs from the fish. Regarding the sexing of rice fish, Medaka rice fish reach maturity when the body length is about 1 inch long, which under proper conditions is generally achieved within 2-3 months after hatching. Males are distinguished from females on account of their dimorphic dorsal fins. In males, they are convex with filamentous fin rays, whereas females have a straight or slightly concave distal margin of the anal fin. Males have longer dorsal fins, longer anal fins, and shorter pelvic fins than females. In females, pelvic fin rays are elongated and nearly meet anal fin origin. Posterior anal fin rays and medial pectoral fin rays are with bony contact organs in males. Now we will be talking about the breeding of rice fish. Japanese rice fish are easy to breed. They are egg scatters. If you'd like to breed your rice fish, make sure that the rice fish are the only livestock in the aquarium. In a community aquarium, the other inhabitants may eat all their eggs unless you have a lot of plants. It is preferable to get a separate spawning fish tank with lots of floating plants to provide lots of cover. They prefer to lay their eggs on bushy plants or grassy areas. Help them better prepare by feeding them a diet that's higher in protein, such as bloodworms. We are talking about their mating behavior here. In the natural environment, the breeding season of rice fish usually lasts from mid-April to late September in Japan. Under a regular daily photo period with more than 13 hours of lighting, Medaka rice fish mate at the break of dawn. This is because the female's ovulation occurs about 1 hour before the onset of the light period. Mating involves an intricate courtship dance during which males repeatedly approach females and exhibit diverse displays. Males and females begin to sink gently to the bottom, keeping the crossing posture. The whole body and fins of both sexes quiver finely but rapidly, lowering their heads or raising their tails for 15 to 30 seconds. After that, they contact side by side almost completely, so the crossing angle between both individuals becomes 0. Temperature and photo period plays a crucial role in breeding rice fish. Mating and spawning are tightly correlated to the light cycle. For successful daily breeding in captivity, temperatures ranging from 25 Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius are most suitable. A severe decline in reproduction is also observed after a temperature decrease. This is regarding rearing their eggs. During the breeding season, Medaka ricefish spawns every day around sunrise. Mature and healthy females can spawn between 10–30 eggs during the duration of the breeding season. The maximum recorded number was 48 eggs. The eggs are transparent and are roughly 1 mm in diameter. Ripe unfertilized eggs appear less transparent than fertilized ones. The cluster of fertilized eggs stays attached to the mother's ovarian cavity via attaching filaments for up to a few hours, which get stuck in its anal fins. I have clearly shown videos showing the egg clutch that is attached to female anal fins. It is a very interesting and peculiar feature of the Medaka ricefish breeding process. Eventually, females deposit them on the leaves or roots of submerged aquarium plants by swimming through them. In my tank, I use a different method to collect the eggs from the ricefish tank, and it is a very effective way of harvesting a good amount of eggs from them. I usually take a look in a ricefish tank about 1 hour after the sun rises. At that time, I can see all the females that are already with eggs holding in between their pelvic fins. Now you can see these females, those who bear egg clutches, swim here and there. I carefully collect all females to a separate large aquarium net and put some plants into that net. At that time, all eggs are already fertilized, therefore no need to worry about the fertilization period. Following 1 hour, we can see that most of the eggs are free from their pelvic fins. Some are attached to the leaves and some freely float to the bottom of the net. It is shown here how you can see it on the bare bottom glass tank. Then we can collect all the eggs by hand and put them into another egg hatching tank. Those eggs are hard and the collection is easy. Also, I have my moss cup inside the tank as an extra method of collecting eggs. You can see the Java moss cup in the corner of my tank, and some fish are already sticking their eggs on Java moss. I'll show a close-up video to show how they appear on the Java moss. It is very easy to identify when you take the Java moss out of the tank. Now I will show how I collect eggs from the Java moss. Those eggs also go to the egg hatching tank, as I mentioned above. Every day I take the moss cup out and search for eggs. You can see the eggs here and there attached to the moss. I collect those eggs also and put them into the same hatching tank. This procedure is a bit time-consuming, but the result is mind-blowing. Without working hard, you are unable to get good results. Therefore, please try this method, and after 1 month you will end up with hundreds of ricefish babies. Now we will see how the hatching process goes. Depending on the temperature, juveniles of Medaka ricefish hatch after 6 to 9 days and grow to maturity within about 2.5 months. After hatching, embryos feed on the yolk sac for the first few days of their life. On first day of hatching, they will hang on a surface as most tetra and rasbora varieties. On the second day of free swimming, they would need food supplements. You can see they are very small fry compared other tetra or rasbora varieties. I used to give Serendib Aquatics boiled egg yolk solution for up to 7 days following free swim. If you are interested in watching how to make prime egg yolk solution, you can watch it. I'll put the link in the description. One of the advantages of Medaka ricefish is that their fry can tolerate a wide temperature range. It was recorded that they will survive at extreme temperatures. I kept them at 16 Celsius temperature. They are doing well, and they survived for 10 days till I put them into the growing tank. The growing tank temperature is 28 Celsius. You can see they are growing with Galaxy Rasbora fry. At that temperature, they are doing good for me. Now I have a much lovelier bulk of small ricefish. This is the whole story behind the successful breeding of the Medaka ricefish or Japanese ricefish. I already highlighted the egg collection method I use for better results. It is the take-home message in this guide. Try to collect many more eggs successfully with a good fertilizing rate. It is the ultimate target for increasing the number of fries. Following this process, your ricefish colony will grow faster than before. Thank you for joining Serendib Aquatics. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to comment below. I'll try to reply to all comments. You can share your knowledge with others about Japanese ricefish by commenting on your experiences. Serendib Aquatics will see you in our next fish breeding video as soon as possible. Hang on with Serendib Aquatics. If you think this will help you with your aquarium journey, please be kind enough to subscribe Serendib Aquatic YouTube channel for new updates.